Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to tonight's board meeting. The date is May 2nd, 2017. The time is 5:31. Reminder to please silence your cell phones. Thank you. Before we begin our normal business agenda, we always have a preview of what we're going to do before we start. Today, our invocation will be done by Mr. Tim Weissire. He's a board member. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Dr. Sonia Esposito. She is the Executive Director for Choice and Charter for the school district. For our national anthem, it will be performed by the St. Cloud High School Drama Department. They're going to perform an arts moment with a look at the heritage of Osceola County. This story was written by creative writing students from the Osceola County School of the Arts, Juliet Cahow and Jose Garcia. Our mission statement will be read by our principal of St. Cloud High School, Mr. Nate Fancher. And our translation services are provided for Multicultural Department by Multicultural Department, Dalia Medina representing. At this time, I would ask all of us here to please stand up, and Mr. Tim Weissire will lead us.
If you'll join me in prayer. God, we come before you tonight, humble and grateful for your love, your mercy, and your grace. We ask your wisdom and guidance for this board, that we might make decisions that would ultimately honor you and serve the best interest of our students. We thank you for the incredible students we have in this district. Keep them safe, keep them focused, and help them know what their purpose and direction in life really is. We thank you for the committed professionals throughout this district that work each and every day to bless and minister to our kids, and we ask that you provide them with an extra blessing for their time, their commitment, their professionalism, and their sacrifice. We gather here tonight to thank you and to praise you, to ask your guidance and direction, and that we might do things that would ultimately honor and please you. I pray in Christ's holy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys sing?
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The mission of Osceola County Schools is inspiring all learners to reach their highest potential as responsible and productive citizens.
Good afternoon. My name is Dalia Medina. I'm here to provide translation services. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Dalia Medina. Estoy aquí para proveer servicio de traducción. Gracias.
All right, this time we take a moment to give our board members an opportunity to make a positive comment. I'm going to go ahead and begin to my left with Mr. Wheeler.
Well, first off, I want to thank all the students who sang so great. They did. Let's give them another round of applause. As good as you students are, one of the things that personally I always get the biggest kick out of are the moms and dads who are there to record them. You can always tell the moms dads because they're standing up and angling for position. So moms and dads, thank you for being here. I want to recognize our own Dr. Deborah Pace, who was a finalist for the Orlando Business Journal Women Who Mean Business Women Executive of the Year. And I was at the luncheon. Mr. Soto was there, Mr. Thacker was there from the board, and while she didn't win, I've got to admit, I think the Orlando Business Journal got it wrong, and she was the best one there, and she should have won. So, Dr. Pace, congratulations, we appreciate you. And I went to the Celebration High School Senior Decision Day, and we had a great turnout, great students. We had students get accepted to all the state universities, University of Florida, FSU, UCF, FAU, USF, et cetera. But we had a student that is going to Cornell next year, going to MIT, University of Virginia. We've got one going to West Point, one going to the United States Air Force Academy, and I thought that was just outstanding, and it just goes to show you that our students can compete with anybody, anywhere. We've got the best kids in the world. And finally, last night, the school district, the Education Foundation had their scholarship event at the Osceola County School for the Arts, and they gave out over $400,000 in scholarships to our students. And the Education Foundation does a great job every year. And for any of you moms and dads who are here, or students who are here, who are juniors, next year, apply for those scholarships. There's a lot of money out there, but you're not going to get 10 cents if you don't apply. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I will yield the floor.
Yeah, Jay stole most of my stuff. That's all right. I did want to congratulate Dr. Pace as well. I also wanted to say thank you to the Education Foundation. I'll be brief. I want to thank Mr. Lambert for the third year in a row. I went out to Harmony High School today and graded senior projects all day with some other community folks coming in and out and other teachers. So thank him for inviting me again. And I think that's it, Mr. Chairman.
I went to a event that Cheryl Grieb, our county commissioner, had started a while back, and it was done at Zenith School. And it was basically, they were given a project, kids were given a project to design a bike rack, skateboard rack, and a bench that could be used in community venues like at the Lakefront Park or other places. And it had certain criteria it had to be judged by. It was how safe it was to use, how efficient it was, the use of the materials, the durability of the materials since they would be outside. And there were 7 kids at Zenith who did that. And 5 of them did video presentations with the whole layout. It was done on a sort of a CAD program. 2 of them actually walked through it manually as opposed to doing it online. All of those were pretty incredible. It was judged by myself, Commissioner Grieve, Kathleen Plinsky, and somebody from the Valencia Advanced Manufacturing Center. After all their presentation, we sat around as a group and selected a winner, and that winner will have their bike rack built at the Valencia Advanced Manufacturing Center. So they really designed some very neat stuff. All the 7 kids who participated are allowed to go out and participate with the Advanced Manufacturing Center. The stuff they did was absolutely incredible, and my kids have gotten old enough now. I was looking at these 7 kids and thinking they were maybe 11th grade or so. They were all 8th graders. The work they did was pretty incredible for 8th graders. For 11th graders, it had been pretty cool, but it was really incredible. So it was a really neat project. It was a beautiful partnership between what's going on at the Advanced Manufacturing Center. It's giving kids an opportunity to, they will actually participate in the building of this and the selection, ultimately the selection of materials. And probably will be looking at a place in our school district to put this first bike rack. Just so you know it's coming. And that's what I have.
Thank you, Mr. Thacker. Mr. Weishauer?
Thank you. I do want to congratulate you, Dr. Pace, on the recognition. We're very blessed to have you as our superintendent, and we know that you represent our community exceptionally well, so congratulations. Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Booth both hit on 2 things that I was going to talk about. which was the awards, and so that's always great for the scholarship night, and then also decision days. It's always a blessing to see hundreds and hundreds of students across the district having a plan in place of what it is that they plan to do after they graduate from high school, and so that's always just an exceptional time for all of us. And then, Mr. Clinch, I just want to say thank you to you. As we talked about in our workshop, you guys are busy, and for our community, what you may or may not know is that we're one of the fastest growing communities in the entire country. And as a result of that, we have a number of students that are regularly coming to our school district, and we have to keep up with all of that growth. And our facilities department is doing an outstanding job of managing that, preparing for that, and laying out a good roadmap for us of how we can stay ahead and also catch up on some of the things that we weren't able to do during the recession. So I want you and your team to know that and I know I speak for the whole board when I say we appreciate what you're doing, and we know that we're in very capable hands with you and your team in place. So thank you for all your work.
Dr. Pace?
Thank you, Chairman Soto. I just wanted to call the board's attention to the handout that I placed, or that Tanya placed at your chairs, about our Got College information. We are reporting our college-going admissions rate every year, and it's a little bit of a conflict, because there's one set of numbers called Got College, which comes from the state of Florida, which represents the number of students from our school district who are graduating and going to a college in the state of Florida. But that's only our public institutions. It doesn't account for private colleges or out-of-state colleges. And then there is a number that's new to be released, and that's the National Clearinghouse number. And I want to make sure that our public understands and our board understands that there is a difference, but I'm very proud of the progress that this district has made in both of those areas. When the district really first started calling attention to this and started the Got College movement in conjunction with Valencia College and the Education Foundation, we were lagging 11 points behind the state average at only 41% of our students going into the Florida Public University system. In 2015, the most recent numbers reported, we have now increased that number to almost 49%, 48%, and closed the gap with the state to now we're only 4 points behind the state average. So that's from 11 to 4, which is a really impressive increase in our Got College numbers over the span of those 5 years. Our most recent data, however, about our 2016 class also indicates that we're also sending a number of our students, as Mr. Wheeler and our decision days have shown us, to our out-of-state, Ivy League, very prestigious universities. And that number for the class of 2016 was actually 57%. So we are making significant progress in helping our students achieve success and gain their way into post-secondary opportunities for learning, as well as preparing them for the workforce. You saw some of that in the students who performed just a few minutes ago. We're going to recognize more of it with our biliteracy diplomas in just a few minutes, and we're really proud of what our seniors are doing and are being prepared for the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pace.
Just one quick question. This does not include our military, right?
This does not include the military, correct. That's a whole nother significant chunk, as you know, because you guys are signing letters to them every month.
Thank you, Dr. Pace. So we're going to begin our presentations. Our first one is our arts moment. It's presented by the St. Cloud High School Theater Department and Debbie Fame.
And can we're going to take it to move down, right?
I was going to invite you, if you'd like to come
Yes,
see
we
them
will.
from the front.
We're
That
gonna
would be
try.
wonderful.
We gotta wait for the students to move.
Ran us down early.
It's my great privilege to introduce you to this group of very, very talented students from St. Cloud High School. They, last month, we were excited to present a Principal's Arts Appreciation Breakfast, which had a rodeo theme. And because of that, we do like to showcase all the different little glimpses of all the different art forms. So with the rodeo theme, we decided to ask some of our creative writers at the School for the Arts to do some research on the history of Osceola County. And they came up with a story, which they passed along to St. Cloud High School, who then interpreted it into a skit. They did further research in order to be able to interpret that into the skit. So what you're about to see tonight was created by originally two creative writers, Juliet Cahow and Jose Garcia, and then passed along to St. Cloud High School Drama, interpreted into the skit. So please welcome them to present a little bit of the heritage of Osceola County. Can I get a yeehaw?
We have been invited here this evening to perform a here to talk about the founding fathers
of Osceola County.
Now, as we look at all these important faces of 2017,
In this here school board meeting and to be inspired.
yeah! And we realize that you board members and everyone else remind us of the founding fathers.
You got your parcel of land.
You gather and herd up all your students.
You tend your land.
Day in, day out, sunrise until the bell rings.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can almost smell the culture and education right here in this very room.
For your service,
We thank you.
we thank you.
Yeah! Now I'd like to entertain y'all with a little ditty about Osceola County.
Yes, ma'am.
Hit it, y'all!
Rodeo, there's a lot about our county you don't know. Osceola County's ranching families, from the land,
Open sky
and orange groves, herding cattle and those little doggies.
Founding one of the finest rodeos.
J. Allen made,
Oh, Allendale!
which then turned into Kissimmee, but that's not the only tale. We've got
Overstreet, Bronson,
Cadman.
Parton, Brown.
Lanier and more.
2, 3, 4.
who made Osceola County famous.
Osceola.
In this cow town.
For sure.
Now hold on a second.
We're going for a ride.
Ooh, in 1513, Ponce de Leon arrived on our soil, naming us La Florida, meaning flowery Easter. FYI, just about 2 months ago marked the 504th anniversary of which he landed on this here soil.
But you could look that up.
In 1521, Spaniards brought horse and cattle to Florida, making it the longest cattle-raising state in history. But wait a second, this is about Osceola County.
Time warp.
We traveled to Mississippi to find Billy Powell, half Creek, half Scots-Irish.
Now pay attention now, this is important. At 10, Billy moves to Florida with the Red Stick refugees.
1820.
Billy will be named
Osceola, which translates to,
Black Drink Shouter!
which stems from a flower.
But you can look that up. 1836, Osceola is named Chief of the Seminoles.
In 1920, Jacob Sutherland became the first baby born in Osceola in Florida territory.
And in 1836, Jacob Sutherland moved to this here area, bringing his expertise in cattle ranching. So here's our simple equation.
One baby plus cattle skill plus eventual settlement of more babies with cattle skills
Equals Osceola County. 1887.
But wait a minute. We can't leave here without mentioning the rodeo.
1941, the Silver Spurs Riding Club formed and performed the first rodeo performance. In 1943, the first rodeo arena was built. The land was donated by the Parton family. Oh, we got a Parton! Get right there!
That's Dr. D-E-B-R-A-P-A-C-E.
That's Deborah Pace!
Dr. Deborah Pace. FYI, Deborah Pace is actually the great-granddaughter of Henry O. Parton.
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes! Well, I'll be.
In 1944, the first official rodeo was established. Admission 1, war bond.
Then in 1949, the Silver Spurs Arena was created.
1950, the first rodeo in the new arena.
1953, the first record of Rodeo Day. This student holiday came about because all the students were skipping anyway to go to the rodeo, so they decided to make it a holiday. Now in 1994, the Silver Spurs Rodeo was named the official rodeo for Florida. It is the largest rodeo
East of the Mississippi.
Now in 1995, Florida officials tried to cancel Rodeo Day. But ultimately, school officials decided to keep the tradition alive.
in this cow town.
We show our pride for sure. Thank you.
For those who don't know, Mr. Booth is also a member of the Parton family, too.
That's good. We're good. I wanted to say thank you, first of all, to those kids. That was fantastic. Second of all, it was this was the brainchild to bring those kids in of Miss Tammy Cope-Otterson over here. We were talking after the last school board meeting. I think Miss Famey was out there with us, and we said, hey, we got to get those kids in. Here, was that fantastic or not? Thank you, guys. I could pass that test. I don't know about Kelvin.
And you do realize those students, you can tell how well they're educated. They spelled Dr. Pace's name correctly entirely.
Yeah, it was educational. It's like we had our own history channel, all about Osceola. So now when you want to remember something, just go to this tape on YouTube and replay it.
So Channel 9, you recorded that, right? That's why you were here, right? You were here because we've got great students,
Make
right?
sure you put this in your prime time segment here.
Hey, and May is History Month, and we will be proclaiming that at our next board meeting. So
Very well. So shall
To all the moms and
so it shall be done.
And to all the moms and dads who came, thank you very much, and make sure your kids thank you too.
So, stick around. We still have our next presentation, where we'll be presenting our annual Seal of the Biliteracy Award. Dalia Medina will go ahead and begin our presentation.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce to you today the winners of the Seal of Biliteracy for the 16-17 school year. We started the seal 4 years ago. Proud to say that we were the first district in Florida to have a Seal of Biliteracy. We had 22 students, and now we have 55 students that will receive the seal tonight, and that's just the beginning because we still have students that are taking classes, and there's students that have to take the IB test, so Celebration and Gateway students were waiting, but we have grown tremendously. It is now the Seal of Biliteracy. It is now a rule, and I have to, my friend Sonia, I have to say it, Sonia, Rule 6A-10.0995, which officially now in the state of Florida, we have the Seal of Biliteracy, and we're going to adhere a seal, either gold or silver, to every student that receives this award tonight. So it's going to be official. What is the Seal of Biliteracy? The Seal of Biliteracy is a program established to recognize graduating high school students who has attained a high level of competency in listening, speaking, reading, and writing in one or more language, in addition to English. The seal now, as we were the first ones to do it, I did my own rules, which was pretty cool, but we have very high standards. So the students had to be bilingual and biliterate in English and in Spanish. So they had to pass the AP test in Spanish or another world language, plus a 4 in the FSA. Well, proud to tell you that the board, the state adopted our guidelines for the goal. That is the guidelines for the goal. And now the guidelines for the silver is that they have to take 4 years of a world language. And also if they could take a test that they could CLEP it out. So now it's more generous for those students that were almost there but not quite there, to give everyone an opportunity, and a 3.0 or the equivalent on the FSA. So tonight I'm going to start, and I want to say that I have Belinda Reyes here that's going to be assisting me. She's the incoming Executive Director for Multicultural Department, plus my staff that works very hard putting all this together. I want to thank them. And all the principals that are here. We started with basically 22 students in 3 schools. We have almost every school represented. We will have every school represented by the end of the school year. So we have grown tremendously. So without further ado, and parents, I'm going to ask you, you're welcome to take pictures. And at the end, there's going to be a picture session, but I'm going to ask you to please remain seated until I've called the last name. And there are 55 names. But I work very fast. And some of our students could not attend tonight because they have previous engagement, but they will be recognized. Okay, here we go. So for the silver, I'm going to tell you what the silver is. Basically, they had to get 4 courses world language with a GPA of 3.0 or higher on a 4-point scale. Plus, these students tonight that are recognized, they also scored a 4-point or higher on the AP test for world language. Okay? And I'm going to start. I feel that I need to name every student, even if they're not here, we need to recognize them. So I'm going to start with Celebration High School, they're not here, Jadiel Cruz, and from Gateway High School, Carlos Manuel Medina, and from Harmony High School, Crystal Grillo, and Ethan Randolph Missigman, he's here. And would the superintendent please come down in the chair? Kelvin, can you come down, please? And anyone else that would like to join the students? Because we have every school represented here. Julissa Maritza Para. At Liberty High School, we have Diana Cristina Cardona. Okay. We have Adriana Morales, Sheila Marie Ramirez, Liz M. Rodriguez, Janice Vasquez, Cristina Alejandra Venegas. I'll just call one school at a time. Come around, please. Now from Main Street High School, we have Janelle Lopez Fontanes. From New Dimensions High School, Carla Glorian Rivera. From Osceola County School of the Arts, Melanie Medina. Osceola High School, Sari Afanador Torres. Norca Aguirre. Denise Victoria Giraldo Chacon. Emily Paola Gomez Vesca. Diego de Jesús González Miranda. Gabriela Lopez. Stephen Luna. Genesis M. Medina. Yaritsamar Medina Gonzalez. Emily Montes. Janely Enid Rodriguez Ocasio. Laura Victoria Trejos Bedoja. From PAFS, we have Esteban Manuel Irizarry. Shanely Montañez. Víctor Manuel Oropesa. Natalie Karina Rodriguez. Sarah Kimberly Sarup. Beatriz Elena Torres. Joshua Vanelli Torres. Leonel Vázquez. St. Cloud High School. Paula Andrea Villafaña. Alejandro Eduardo Subillaga. You're a little too small for the silver, not yet. Okay, the gold. All right, at this point, round of applause for all the silver winners. Congratulations. Hey, you want to take a picture of the silver ones? Yeah. I'll get out of the way. Dana, you want to take a picture of the silver?
Congratulations, guys.
Don't be safe.
Congratulations, ladies.
Good job, guys. Way to go.
Congratulations, ladies.
Last night.
What's your second one?
Congratulations.
Working on
Congratulations.
English.
No, felicidades and mucho éxito.
Gracias. Muy bien. Okay, now for the gold. These students have earned 4 foreign language credits in the same foreign language with a cumulative 3.0 grade point average or higher on a 4.0 scale. Has earned a performance level of 4 or higher on the 10th grade English Language Arts Florida Standards Assessment. Has earned a score of 4 or higher in Advanced Placement Language Exam or score of 5 or higher on the International Baccalaureate Language Exam. It's not an easy task what these students have accomplished. Very proud of them. Okay, the first one. It's Celebration High School. They're not here, but I'm going to mention their name. Autumn Bell Komisky, Alexis Nicole Hollingworth, Ashley Amanda Copeland, Ethan Marcano, Emily Ling Wong. Harmony High School, Brandon Lopez and Giovanni Maya. New Dimensions High School, Patricia Maria Morel. Poinciana High School, Andrea Paola Sanchez. Paths. Crystal Michelle Alicea Rodriguez. Denis Gomez. Angelica Maria Rey. Kimberly Coral Rodriguez de la Osa. Laura Stacy Rojas Rodriguez. Sara Marie Ruiz. Elisha Marie Torres. Eric Vanegas Rodriguez. St. Cloud High School. Andrés Darío Morales Forero. And Chelsea Jillian Sastre, that didn't come. All right, a round of applause for our gold winners.
And just remember for that social media post that you moms and dads are going to do, we need hashtag SDOC good to great, hashtag SDOC good to great.
You're all welcome to stay.
Just have a brief comment. I cannot imagine my life if I did not learn to speak English. English is my second language. And in the course of learning my second language, I had to make sure that I did not forget my native tongue. And when I think about it, I'm helping two individuals right now learn to speak Spanish. My law partner, he better learn, a lot of our clients, and my daughter, who, as I was raising her, I focused a lot on being able for her to be able to speak English, write well, excel in school, a lot of English in the household, and didn't quite learn Spanish the way that I did growing up. So I'm helping her, and here's the main reason, I'll tell you. It's not just to talk to grandpa and grandma, because they won't understand her, she only speaks English. But because there's so much art, music, and literature in my mother tongue, in Spanish, that I want to share with her, and I want to enjoy together with her. And the only way that she can really, really get to feel that art, the passion in our literature, is through its native language. And so it's a beautiful thing to learn a second language, whichever language you feel. You open up new world of literature, of movies, of music. It's just a wonderful thing. I couldn't imagine my life without it. So whenever one of the board members asks me, how do I say congratulations in Spanish? How do I say this in Spanish?
Felicidades.
Felicidades. And you see the reaction when you say,
Y mucho éxito.
yeah. And they'll turn around and they say, well, gracias. It's a wonderful thing. And so, anyways, I'm very proud of each and every one of our students in their accomplishment in getting that seal of biliteracy. That's it for my comment. Moving on to our next part of the agenda, appointments and transfer. Dr. Pace.
Yes, sir. I do have one transfer to recommend to the board. If Listinia Peñalosa could come to the podium, please. With the opening of a new school, Westside K-8 is losing enrollment and thus created the need to adjust a position. And we happen to have an opening at Koa Elementary, and Listinia Peñalosa has eagerly agreed to take on that particular task. Throughout her career, Ms. Peñalosa has held the following positions: teacher at Canoe Creek Charter, ESOL ESE Educational Specialist at Kissimmee Charter, assistant principal and principal at Kissimmee Charter, and assistant principal this last year at Westside K-8, where she's been a fabulous member of the team. She received her bachelor's degree in accounting from Queens College in New York and her master's degree in educational leadership from Nova Southeastern. And I know that Virginia is here to welcome her to the Koa family with your approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, so I think it was motion to approve by Mr. Wheeler. I believe the second way, Mr. Weissire.
Sure.
You came in a
That's fine.
close third.
I'm fine.
With no further discussion, board.
Congratulations.
All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Vote passes 5-0. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you have anybody you want to recognize?
Oh.
Did you want to recognize anybody, friends, family?
You
in the
actually have a
audience?
moment to speak a few words and say,
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I found myself in the same position just about a year ago when I had the opportunity to transfer from a charter school to a district position. And I have to say that I have fully enjoyed my year. It has been a great experience to join the family over at Westside. And I really am very excited for what this new position entails for me. And I've had the opportunity to meet Virginia. We had over a 2-hour conversation, and we're very excited for what next year has for Koa and the family, my newfound family. So I'm very excited. Thank you for the opportunity. What Dr. Fritz said, that it was a vote of confidence on your behalf, and I truly appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I'd like to say one more thing, if you don't mind, since you came back up. I remember when you were at Kissimmee Charter School being, there was some things going on there at times, being contacted by some parents there, and all I ever received was how great their principal was at Kissimmee Charter and how awesome she was and how much they love you. So I think that speaks volumes. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Congratulations.
and I would like to thank my family, my husband,
Yes.
my daughter Monica, and I do have 2 boys at home, James and Jonathan. So without their support, I wouldn't be here. So I am truly blessed.
Well said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Pace?
That's all, sir.
Okay. All right, so at this point, we're going to,
Recess.
we're going to recess the school board public meeting and call to order our public hearing for school board rules. Am I right? Yes. Mr. Boyd, good evening and good to see you.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Pace. Tonight, we bring you the proposed changes to the school board rules, chiefly the Code of Student Conduct only. And we would ask at the conclusion of this public reading that we provide an opportunity for public comment, and then afterwards we request your action on these particular changes. In summary, they are the first revision revises the policy document to reflect recent changes in state law and to provide consistency with district precedent and current practice. The second change adds Dear Students and Parents section to provide a positive introduction to the Code of Student Conduct and to highlight the consequences for cyberbullying. The third change revises the language within the school uniform dress code section in order to provide consistency and expectations for student attire. It updates outline levels throughout the section. Fourth change deletes the variances section and adds the school choice program section in order to provide consistency with School Board Rule 5.20 student assignment. Next change adds potential consequences designation within the matrix in order to provide more flexibility to administrators in regard to the consequences for certain offenses, and updates the matrix and the center insert throughout. There's a change that adds policy language regarding the inappropriate use of cell phones and other electronic devices while in school property. There's language that clarifies the expectation for the school administrator regarding harassment, cyberbullying, HRC code for student behavior. And lastly, it updates the employee relations manager and equity coordinator to Sedaris Cheatham. At this time, I'll step aside for public comment, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you.
So part of this public hearing for school board rules proposed changes includes the opportunity for members of the public to make their comments be heard to this board. Are there any right now that wishes to make such a comment? All right, board, does an
Motion to approve.
all right. So we have a motion to approve by Mr. Ricky Booth, second by Mr. Jay Wheeler. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Board, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, state no.
No.
Vote passes 4-1.
Thank you, board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
And we will
Pace.
conclude this public hearing for school board rules, and
I'd like some discussion on that. I'd like to know why Mr. Weishire voted no on that.
I just don't agree with some of the language.
language.
No specifics on that?
Nope.
All right.
All right. Board, any other comments? Then hearing none, I get to go ahead and close this portion of the public hearing and reconvene our public hearing. And this is the moment for public comments on our public school board meeting. Generally, we ask that a little slip of paper be filled out so that I know to call people up. There was none presented. Does anyone want to make a public comment at this time? Hearing none, our section for public comment is now closed. Our next section is for agenda modifications. Board, I'm going to start with Mr. Wheeler.
I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Booth?
I'm good.
I'm okay with it. Mr. Thacker? Mr. Weishire?
I'm good.
Superintendent Pace?
We are adding the 2 blue sheeted items, sir.
To the consent agenda? Nope.
Regular.
Regular
Okay,
agenda.
so they're added to the regular agenda. I believe that they are under section 10 and 11. No. Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Which is which?
All right, so the human resources item is under human resources 10. It's the sole item under that section.
Okay,
And under section of business and finance,
yes.
the blue sheeted item for the vision care,
Right.
it's been lettered O. Is everybody okay? No confusion?
Right, correct. For O, we are just simply substituting the attachment, the agenda, the agreement. There had to be some revisions in that. The agenda item remains the same. The human resources item under 10 is a new addition.
It's a new addition. It doesn't have its own letter, but
What is its letter?
Okay,
it doesn't have a letter.
Okay.
It is the sole item under 10.
Okay.
got it.
Okay, all right, so. Okay, all right. So with the agenda described as such, board, do I have a motion?
Ricky made, did you make the motion? I make the motion. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions of the two blue sheeted items.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Thacker to approve the agenda and the modification of the two blue sheeted items, second by Mr. Booth. Board, any discussion? Hearing none, we vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, state no. Vote passes 5-0. So that is it for the consent agenda.
Correct.
We are now on information items. And we have our 2017 summer reading plan. Mr. Scott Clark.
That's why
Good
she-
afternoon, sir.
That's why Jim Ryan is here.
He is our Director of MITD.
Good evening. Glad to see each and every one of you here. I had shared this with the superintendent and the leadership team, and before I get started, I want to thank Michelle Jarrett for her assistance with this. She's actually opening a box there that's got some books that's one of our main focuses. So we have 10 copies of this. I know our wonderful business and finance officer has already read the book, so if you want some little input on the book that we're using, you can get a copy tonight if you'd like to read it. This summer reading program is going to start, if I can get this to go. It has 4 main parts to it. We're going to incorporate our Sunshine State Young Reader books, Accelerated Reader, a book club using the book framed, and then we also are involving the Florida Fire Frogs to get our students motivated to read this summer.
Do our students even know who the fire frogs are?
Well, they will when we're
Okay,
done,
okay,
if they
good
attend these
answer.
things.
That's a great answer. That's okay. No, that was great.
So we are going to start with recommended books for our list. The state of Florida, we have wonderful media specialists, as has been spoken before in our district, and they all choose certain books each year to be part of the Sunshine State Reader books. It even has a junior for the K-2. And so we're recommending that the students this summer read these books now. And where that's going to benefit them is if they read 3 of those books by the month of March of next school year, they get to vote for the top books, and those authors are recognized. Also, our annual Battle of the Books is based on these books. So why not start during the summer so they have that chance to get far ahead in preparing for that. We have these titles. They're going to be posted on the website. Also, we have bookmarks that will be available to all students and school board members as well.
Yeah.
All right. We also are going to incorporate into this Accelerated Reader. This is a program that's been used at several of our schools in Osceola County for students to be motivated to read, and then they get to take a quiz and they get points, and there's a lot of motivation that takes place. Well, what we've done is we've partnered with them this summer, and all students, whether their school currently has Accelerated Reader or not, they will be able to have access to it this summer. And they won't have to be at school to take the quiz. They'll be able to take these quizzes during the summer at home. I'll be honest, so Jay, if you want to read one of those books and take a quiz with your kids, or anybody wants to take a quiz this summer, you can meet with your kids, make sure that they take the quiz.
Up at the beginning of school with like, what, 2,000 AR?
That's all right, as long as they're reading, right? Somebody in that family will be all happy about it. And we're going to have an award at the end of the summer that the top 3 students from each school will be recognized. We'll come back to that. Taking the pledge. After we started this plan, our governor, the First Lady, also came up with a plan called the Summer Literacy Adventure. So we wanted to incorporate this into our district as well. What the students are going to do in ClassLink, which is our single sign-on portal, the students will be able to go on there, and there will be a link that we're going to have coming soon, that they'll be able to connect there and they'll be able to sign a pledge saying how many books that they are going to read during this summer. After they sign up, we're going to pull the report from the state, and then the school with the highest percentage of students that have signed this pledge for the summer, the Florida Fire Frogs, Jay, you can go there. Their mascot is going to go to that school on the very last day of school and visit with those students and try to motivate them to read in any way that they can. Also, we are going to strive to get as many of our schools to be selected by the First Lady of the state of Florida to come and visit. She's going to visit the top 10 schools in the state. Why not have 10 of them be Osceola County? What do you think? So talk to your schools and districts. After the kids sign the pledge, this is what it will look like, that they'll receive this and they can write down the names of the books as they're reading them this summer. Now, the next fun part, and you'll have to bear with me, is a summer book club. We decided, why just tell the kids what books to read? Why not give them an opportunity to talk about some of that? So we have an author. I talked with Michelle, and she's sitting in my office, and she takes her phone out, and she goes, wait, I might know somebody. So she has an author that's a friend who now has a book that is in the Sunshine State Books for 3rd and 5th graders and middle school students, and his name is James Ponte.
Hi, my name is James Ponte. I'm an author. This is my office. This is the computer where I write my books. This is the computer where I wrote the book, Frank. Frank is the first book in a new mystery series about 12-year-old Florian Bates and his best friend Margaret, who are consulting detectives for the FBI. They're kind of like Sherlock Holmes, except they also are middle school students, so they're like Sherlock Holmes, but they have to do lots of homework. And if you want to know what happens with Florian and Margaret, you have to read Frank. But the great thing about that is this summer, Frank is the book for the Osceola Summer Book Club. So we're going to have all kinds of great events all over Osceola County. I'm going to be there. We're going to have teachers and librarians. We're going to have books. We're going to have all kinds of great conversations, all kinds of events. So keep an eye out for what's coming up this summer with the Summer Book Club. Now, I don't know about you. I've got my sunscreen. I've got my sunglasses. And I've got my summer reading. I'm ready for summer. Are you?
So we're going to share that video, and it's really cool when you can actually have the students recognize an author, and he's going to come here and participate for free for our district for many events that we have planned that are going to come with that. He's gonna offer. We've got this book framed. We have 10 copies. Like I said, any of you want it, you can wave at us in a little bit. We're bought copies of it for the media centers to put in the school to make sure it's there. We even bought, for those of you that have your own tablet, we have 75 ebooks where students can check it out on their ebook, and it can be checked by any school in the district through that system through Mac and Via. We're going to have a kickoff party on June 6th at Books A Million, where he's going to be there signing books. We've worked a deal with them that they're going to give a discount to all students that want to buy other books or teachers at the Books A Million as well. We're going to have some Safari Live sessions, Twitter chat. So if you're in that social media club, there we go. There also will be a book club meeting in the middle of July. So that's a chance the author's going to be there again, and students that have had time to read it can come together and talk with the author about the book. What better thing than actually talking to the author? And then at the end of the summer, James Ponte is going to come to the school that has the highest participation of students taking AR quizzes from his book, Framed. Moving to the Fire Frogs over here in Kissimmee, we call this knock it out of the park. So why not? So what are we going to do? Well, we have taken this opportunity that first, we are going to look at the number of students that have signed up this pledge. All the students that sign the pledge are going to get a voucher for a free ticket into the Fire Frogs game on June 5th. Now, they would have to have a paying adult, you got to have that supervision, but they will get into that game. James Ponte is going to be out there throwing the first pitch. I think our superintendent has thrown a first pitch already, but he's coming, going to throw out a first pitch. We're going to have a video to pump the kids up about the summer reading as well. Then it's going to move forward with the highest percentage of students that sign are going to have the mascot come, like I mentioned. The author will be there, and the top AR students at the end of the summer are going to be recognized at a game on August 13th. Where we'll have them down on the field, and this will be paid for by the Education Foundation for those students and a parent to attend that game. Any questions? It gets exciting, right? All right, here's our timeline. The timeline is right there before you. May 10th, we're going to get everything out to all the schools so they know everything going on in the way of flyers. We have a video that's going to be exciting if you haven't seen our MITD videos pumping the students up for this. May 24th, all pledges are to be signed. The mascot's going to visit. Fire Frogs game. Summer reading kickoff. Those of you that follow on social media, June 28th is going to be our Safari Live session, so you can send questions in to the author. We also will have a Twitter chat following that. On July 18th will be a book club meetup at Books A Million again, and then August 2nd is when we'll end the AR challenge, and then finally August 13th will be the baseball game, recognizing those top students. And on that day, it's family day at Fire Frogs Baseball. $1 hot dogs, and the students get to run the bases after the game. Sounds like I work for them, but I don't. Last but not least is we want to talk about our resources that are also available. We're going to continue to have all of our other resources available to them. eBooks in our district library, we have multiple titles besides Framed. They'll be able to log into that. Footsteps to Brilliance. We do not want to forget our younger kids in the community. We've invited them to be part of the baseball game there to sign more kids up that may not already be signed up. Achieve 3,000 for middle school students. Accelerated Reader. It doesn't just have to be Sunshine State titles. Mayan, for the 11 schools that already have that, can continue reading their books during the summer, as well as iReady practice for those students. And that is it, unless there are any questions.
Board, any comments? Well, I have some. Well, I'll try to keep it brief. I love reading, and I love books. I love reading books.
Yeah.
And but I'll tell you right now, it's really hard to just try to make sense of everything if you rely only on your five senses, because you're not going to get exposed to enough. And this is talking from a guy that was in the Navy for 6 years. You know, there's too much out there. So what books allow us to do is to get that window, and we know that. I'm talking to a room full of adults, but that's the message that we can go ahead and try to tell, you know, our children, you know, the young people in our community, so that when they're bored, you know, maybe it used to be the day that it's difficult to carry 3 or 4 novels with you so that you could break them open when you have a few moments to read. But now we can make do with electronic. I still prefer the paper book, but there's nothing wrong with having books in our electronic devices, and that be a source of not just entertainment but of learning. And so that's the one thing that I try to, and I hope that you know, the adults give people an option. It can't. I mean, there's a lot. By the way, no knock on the social media things, because you can use that to also access very, very good content. And there's some Instagrams that really have blown my mind. There's some really important, good things to learn from. But yeah, this is a great presentation that you've done. I love that we're getting involved in this way with encouraging reading. Great job, and that's all I had to say.
Great presentation. I'm very excited about it. But one of the keys, you know, I'm not a professional educator. I've been doing this a long time, and I've raised my own kids. One of the big keys, I think, to really have students be successful readers and want to read, they got to see their parents read. Parents got to pick up a book, a magazine, something that doesn't have an electronic screen. Moms and dads need to read. You know, let your kids see you with a book in your hands. There's nothing, you know, that is really part of the key, in my opinion, is, you know, we can tell our kids to do this and have all kinds of contests, but moms and dads, they're going to want to be like you, and if they see you picking up a book, they're much more inclined to do it. So I appreciate what you're doing. We're doing what we can. Moms and dads, we'll take your kids when you send them to school until they come home, but you're going to have them this summer. And this summer, we're asking you to be active participants with your kids and let them catch you reading a book. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. Board, any other comments? No?
The only last thing is we're going to have each of the schools, we're having conversation with them to try to set some kind of goal when the students come back, if they have a certain amount of things. But we wanted to leave that for each school to set their own recognition.
I would encourage you to consider a matching goal with parents, too.
That's
where
fine.
For every book a student reads, parents got to read one, or, you know, some sort of a, you know, let's make it a mom-dad, you know, son-daughter, you know, let's get moms and dads.
Yeah, you know what? Adults should read as well.
right?
It's not
And
really important.
the research shows that a parent should be reading a book to the child that's at least 2 reading levels above that child's reading level, and that because their auditory language is 2 grades ahead. So there's a little bit of research.
We
for you.
made our older daughter read to her little brother.
There you
too.
go. All right. Anybody want any books? You can just let us know.
Thanks, Scott.
All right. So, great. All right. So, board, and of course, members of the publics who are here sharing our meeting. There's some information on the 15-16 charter schools accountability report. We don't have a presentation of that, but that's in there just for the heads up. We're now at the regular agenda portion of our meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve items A and B under curriculum and instruction.
Second.
All right. So Mr. Booth made a motion to approve A and B. Mr. Wheeler seconded that motion. Board, any discussion on these 2 items? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion under Roman numeral 8, under Chief of Staff, to approve item C as submitted.
Second.
A vote by Mr. Wheeler to approve item C, second by Mr. Thacker. Any discussion on this item, board? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Vote passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, under Human Resources, the blue sheeted item, I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
So there's a motion by Mr. Wheeler on the blue sheeted item, which is the Human Resources approved suspension without pay for Sean Greaves.
Second.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Tim Weishire. Board, is there any discussion on this item? Hearing there's no discussion, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I hear none. Vote passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve items D through O, less item G.
Second.
So we have a motion by Mr. Thacker to approve items D through O with excluding item G, second by Mr. Wheeler. Board, any discussion on these items? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Vote passes 5-0.
Mr. Chairman, I will make a motion to approve item G.
Motion
Second.
to approve item G by Mr. Booth, second by Mr. Wheeler.
Mr.
Discussion.
Chair, yes. Item G, I will need to abstain from voting on item G. I spoke to the Ethics Commission on this, and my son works for the contractor who is Moss Construction, who is on the agenda for approval. I did not participate in the selection or any of that part at all. Was not part of the committee. I did nothing to influence the committee. My son is an employee of Moss Construction. He is not an officer, an owner, or receives no direct compensation for receiving this contract if it is so approved. But I will be abstaining from voting on this item.
And I see the young man in question, the good-looking young man in the tie back there.
Thank you for your disclosure, Mr. Thacker. Board, any other discussion on this item before we take a vote?
Well, I see Wade is here. For those of you who don't know Wade was a project manager on Celebration High School in another life and did a really good job, so I'm assuming you're part of this team. So you're welcome. I've been on a long time, Wade. So, no, I'm
still look great.
and you got good good judgment. We haven't approved it yet, you know.
Well,
no, I'm good.
I have full confidence in our staff and the team that they selected. Congratulations. Board, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Vote passes 4-0.
We're excited. They're going to be a Celebration High School booster.
One
Club
abstention.
sponsor.
Congratulations. Board, next, we have,
Item
we
P.
are
I'll make a motion to approve under Information and Technology. Item P is submitted.
Second.
the motion by Mr. Wheeler to approve item P, a second by Mr. Weishire. Board, is there any discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Vote passes 5-0.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve item Q under Facilities as submitted.
Mr. Wheeler's motion to approve item Q was seconded by Mr. Booth.
Discussion.
Discussion by Mr. Wheeler.
I guess the only question I've got, are they, Mr. Clinch, is KUA going to actually own the light fixtures?
Yes, sir. They will own and operate.
And they will maintain and, okay, so if a light goes out, we do a tap dance on their head?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So they're better equipped than we are, and this is the trend that we follow across the majority
And
of our
we're not
district.
going to see this on our utility bill either.
That we will get a monthly
We'll get a-
service charge,
but-
which
okay,
will
service charge,
include basically the lease for the equipment.
Right, okay, thank you.
Board, any further discussion on item Q? Hearing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. Vote passes 5-0. So we're on school operations. Mr. Shatera? Very well. Superintendent's recommendation. Dr. Pace?
Just a couple of reminders, sir. We do have our master board training later this week. Yes, we do. Kindergarten Roundup is also this Thursday on May the 4th from 5:30 to 7:30. We encourage all of our parents to get their 5-year-olds registered for kindergarten. And I'm reminding everybody of our Center for Employee Health anniversary celebration a week from Wednesday, May the 10th, with our 5K starting at 4 p.m. We encourage everybody to participate. It is a walk-run, although the superintendent's team is challenging everybody to
How many
bring
board
it to win
members?
it.
How many board members signed up for that 5K? Better be 5.
I will not be here, otherwise I would have.
I won't be here
Better-
either. When is it?
I legitimately will not be here, Mr. Thacker.
Clarence and I already
Okay.
told you we drive the golf cart.
Is there like one? Maybe we should, okay.
Golf cart with
I shouldn't be
water.
speaking, okay.
Excuse me,
We tried to recruit like Dr. Esposito, Mr. Allen, Mr. Phelps, some of these runners.
They're on my team.
Our team, yeah. Are you on the superintendent's team too?
Of course she is.
I could get to the Celebration High School
Board,
track
it
and
is a
cross country
run,
team. I mean,
walk in big bold letters.
You
Remember
can't
that?
win if you're walking, if they're running though.
It's not about winning.
Dr.
It's about
Pace,
winning. This is
always
America.
about
We
winning.
win.
Everybody wins if they participate.
Dr. Pace,
America, we always win.
I'm already tired of winning 5Ks.
You're gonna get a little trophy for participating, Tim.
where's the kindergarten roundup?
Can
You
you
didn't say
like
where it
round
was.
up?
At each school.
What?
At each of the
Oh, each
schools.
school, okay.
All right, enough of that. Okay, so we go on. Attorney's report. No reports, all right. It's the,
Good report.
an update, superintendent? No, okay. Unfinished business, Florida Virtual Academy.
That's Dr. Pace.
Board, who's gonna, Dr. Pace? Okay.
It is recommended, sir, that we approve the extension of the Florida Virtual Academy charter contract and name change to Florida
move for
Cyber Charter
approval.
Academy. It's a
Second.
one-year extension.
Very well, got a motion to approve by Mr. Thacker, second by Mr. Weeder. Board, any discussion on this?
Yes, Dr. Pace, I appreciate your due diligence on this and the fact that you're taking this very seriously and you've talked with them, you've looked at what they're doing. I hope they're successful. I want them to do a good job, but if they're not, we're going to have to take appropriate action. So let's hope this is a good year for them. We want it to be a good year for them, good year for everybody, and they've got an opportunity to perform. So thank you.
And
Yes, they do.
I appreciate your staff and all your work in, getting this to the point where we feel it's a fair outcome.
Thank you, sir.
All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, 5-0. Thank you. Any new business, board? Nobody wrote anything.
No, sir.
Very well, then, we had a meeting. Thank
All right.
everyone for attending. This meeting is here adjourned.
Thank you.